the work that you do, and what Talent Games is about is really exciting, pretty cutting edge, if I may say. And are you okay if we've asked you a few questions about how you see the talent acquisition scene, the landscape, not just locally, I guess, where you are in Pakistan, but actually globally?
I think we've seen a tremendous acceleration of change that is and has happening, whether it's to do with robo-interviews, or whether it's to do with video virtual assessment tools, whether it's to do with resume screening, matching algorithms, using gamification to create a much more exciting candidate experience. 4 or 5 years ago, I was absolutely convinced that some of these new technologies are going to drive the future of TA going forward. And I always said to clients, you can step on the bandwagon now, or you can become a dinosaur. And I think that is now slowly happening.
In my early days, when I was first starting out in a search firm, right?
Yeah.
I remember we used psych tools a lot, organizational psychology tools, psych tools quite a lot. And that was part of our assessment and selection process in our company. And I remember getting one of the candidates whom I had shortlisted to take that assessment, and she actually didn't do that well. She wasn't outstanding. She was pretty average. She wasn't outstanding, and I remember in the debrief, with the org site. She wasn't really rated that highly, but there was a part of me that felt that there's something that is quite positive about this candidate, and I liked what I saw, and I went ahead with the hire, and she turned out to be one of the best hires I've ever had. Yeah. The way I see it now is I do value all the tools that we can get. And I believe some tools can be highly rigorous and can really help us to make better decisions. But because of this experience, I've also come to really value human judgment as well. And I think that's probably something that we should continue to hold on to, and not just throw it out of the window because we feel that it can be replaced by something else.
Because we offer our solution not on the basis of the number of candidates that play, but unlimited number of candidates. And that really encourages companies to let everybody play, and not to be selective because otherwise they have to pay a higher bill. So we encourage companies to let as many people play the game as possible. Doesn't matter whether they are fitting the criteria 100% or not. And as a result, what I suddenly now see is people that otherwise would never have had an opportunity suddenly come floating upwards and have an opportunity for a face-to-face conversation. So yes, I think it works both ways. Technology sometimes stops people because they've got a bad day from floating to the top. In other cases, people that otherwise never would have had the opportunity will float to the top and have the opportunity more.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and some people just really blossom a lot later. And
exactly.
So I believe, we have people who reach their potential but at a different rate. So it's also about opportunities and seeing people for more than just their GPA. I feel that's important.
Exactly, and that's one of the driving forces and the purpose of what I do. It's two parts. On the one hand, completely transform the candidate experience and make it fun to apply. Yeah, at the moment, if I ask people, is it fun to apply to a company? I promise you that 95 out of 100 will say, absolutely not. Yeah. So on the one hand, I want to make it for people fun and engaging to apply, and for them to get to know what it is to work in organizations through real life scenarios. That's one. On the other hand, it's all about creating a platform that creates equal opportunities. And therefore, this strong desire to let as many people participate in the assessment, in the game, and on that basis make a decision, not on the basis is whether they come from this university or that GPA or that family relationship.